Hello, this is Fred with Gentleman for Effects, and this video covers the 4.25 update of the Bullet Pack. Now in this update, I've added a new triggerable map with physical materials. I've updated the pack with Niagara emitters, and made a couple of projectile blueprints, and used the first-person template to shoot single and auto fire and cascade and Niagara respectively. So let's take a look. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the map. So I'm going to pull this down a little bit, and I'm going to hit play. And I've got this set up into two sections. This is the Niagara section, and these orange triggers are the cascade section. And you'll see that the triggers are set up to fire single fire and auto fire. So if you hit single fire, it'll fire off, in this case, the concrete every so often. And then you hit auto fire, it's going to just shoot it in stream. Same thing with each one of the materials. So I've got your default, and then your impact dirt, electronics, flush bloody type stuff, etc. And those are set up for all the materials here. And then over here we've got, after the wood, we've got the muzzle flashes, and then the shell eject, which you can see it a little bit on the single fire. But auto fire, it's pretty obvious. And I've also set this up so that you can press J for single and K for auto fire for a cascade. So if you hit J, fire single, and then auto fire. And if you go over to the Niagara side, you'll see that M is single fire and N is auto fire. So let's hit N. See, it says Niagara up in the corner there. And then this is your auto fire. Now the reason that I set up these triggers was because before, in the old version of the map, you couldn't really see the effects fire at all. So I thought it would be good to just have some triggers in here. And the biggest thing you'll notice is that this is now a project instead of just content. So if you do want to migrate the assets to your project, just go into the Bullet Effects, right click here and hit migrate, and then it'll bring up all the stuff in there that you can move to your project. Now because this is set up as a project, you're probably wondering where everything's at. So first thing is the triggering. I took the first person shooter template, and I'm using that. So if you go into the map assets, first person blueprint, blueprints, first person character bullet, I'd left all of the original first person shooter in here, but I've added this auto fire cascade and auto fire Niagara. The auto fire is set up here, the single fire is set up here, and it's set up such so that it fires your muzzle flash, ejects a shell, and then it spawns a tracer projectile, which we'll go to in a second. This top one is cascade, the bottom one is Niagara. Let's take a look at the Niagara version of this. So I hit the little spyglass and it brings up the tracer projectile. And all this is it's set up such where on a vent hit, the projectile is looking for materials on a hit, which is set up over here. So it's in the collision component. Set up right here to return material on move. So it basically says when I've hit something, do some things, do like the hit. And then down here are all my debugs. So if you want to see like what's hitting what based on your physical material, your hit actor, or your hit component, just go down there and take a look. And then here I'm saying if you've hit a valid material, if it's true, then play something from this impact array. If it's not true, play the default. The impact array is set up here. If you're wondering why it's set up in the order that it's set up in, we'll get into that in just a second, but these are all the hit materials, and then I'm saying spawn that at a location, spawn a decal, attach it to the component if it's moving, set a fade out, impulse, etc., damage. So if you're wondering why these materials are set up in this way, you need to go to your project settings, So go over to Settings, Project Settings, and do a search for physical. And these are all your surface types. And the reason that that array is set up this way is that it matches your default concrete, dirt, electronics, etc. here down to wood. And then if you're looking for the actual map, it's in BulletFX, Map, Bullet Content. And I also have the first-person shooter map in here too. So I just left it there in case you want to shoot something else. And if you're looking for the emitters, they're set up in the folders here. Your particles are your cascade emitters, and then your Niagara are your Niagara emitters and systems. And that's it for this update. Thank you for your interest in the Bullet Pack, and have a good day.